Hey, how y'all doing?
Hi.
You wanna be in a movie?
A movie.
Oh, hi. What kind of movie is this?
The documentary.
About what?
About me.
Really?
Yeah.
In your life?
My project to
What's
visit
your
every
project?
Starbucks in the world.
Really?
Have you had your soy almond mocha with no whip today? If you thought you were a Starbucks fan, wait until you meet this guy.
Coming up, we're going to talk to a man who's gone to the same chain of restaurant thousands and thousands of times.
He's on a caffeine-powered quest to visit every corporate-owned Starbucks in the world.
We're going to talk to a man who drives thousands of miles, sleeps in his car, spends his hard-earned cash, pretty much all of it, to visit Starbucks. I'm talking about every single Starbucks in the world. That's his goal. I'm not making this up. What is his deal? We're going to find out next.
So you only have a night shot of this Starbucks and you want to get a day shot.
Yeah, I figured as tired as I was, it was worth hanging out in Coalinga for a night to get a better photograph during the day, since I never ever in my life want to come back through this town again.
This idea popped into my mind just out of the blue. What if I tried to visit every single Starbucks? The next thing that popped into my mind was, well, I've never heard of anybody else doing this, so this is my original idea, my one idea that I've ever had that I could do that nobody else had done.
From the desolation of Coalinga, I'm headed to an area with a lot more Starbucks, the Central Valley of California, that it's just been blowing up in the past few years. There's about 15 new stores in Fresno, which I find amazing, and about 2 to 3 in some small towns south of that, starting with Visalia.
You know, most people would have dismissed it, and you know, in retrospect, it seems kind of silly that I actually thought that I could travel around the country, visit all the Starbucks, and I would be done. There were about 1,400 at the time. It did not occur to me until I was several hundred stores into the project that they would keep building stores over and over and over, you know, so I'd have to keep traveling. I don't know why, but after several hundred stores, it was just, I was too far into it to quit.
It really got kind of annoying being around him at one point, because he was always kind of cranked up and wired. It was always like, you know, he smelled like coffee too. I mean, because, you know, you sweat it out, man, you do. I mean, it's like if you drink that much coffee, it comes out of your pores. I mean, you pee it out, and you smell it and everything. And it was just getting kind of annoying at times toward the end with him. And I try to be very laid back, and I get kind of annoyed. And maybe it's just me, but I get a little annoyed when people around me are so jittery and, you know, rung up, you know, strung up and all and stuff like that. And that was the one point where I was just telling him, like, man, just ease up on this, please. Ease up on drinking it.
It's only been a couple of years since I rode through this area and visited all the new stores, so I can't quite figure out how they built all these new stores. It's insane, because Fresno is not that big. Just look at the map and you can see that it's not that big. So where are they putting all these new Starbucks, and where are they getting the people to staff them, and like who's going to all these Starbucks? It's insane.
To me, drinking a whole bunch of like mochas, like if you visit 20 Starbucks in one day and you decide that you need to take a shot at every one of them, that's, after a while, that's like you're taking speed or something. I mean, all joking aside, I mean, it's caffeine and it's a stimulant. You know, I was also concerned, I was also worried about him, like right after 9/11, he was like driving around the country, visiting Starbucks, and, you know, sleeping in his car, taking pictures of Starbucks, and he would call me wearing like a cell phone headset, you know, from Starbucks, like outside in the middle of the night when it's closed, taking photos of it. This was like after 9/11, and so I was telling him, man, you better be careful with this, because, you know, it's like I was kind of concerned that, you know, the authorities or police would think that he was like some terrorist, like, you know, scoping out, you know, casing out Starbucks.
Say, I'm looking for the Starbucks coffee.
Oh, I don't know, I'm not from here.
All right, thanks. Excuse me. You know where the Starbucks coffee is at?
Go across the bridge, go to the next light after you cross the bridge. There's actually two bridges. The one that goes over 65,
Yeah.
that's the bridge you're gonna cross. The next light, you take a right.
All right, thank you. That's the wrong Starbucks. He gave me directions to the wrong one. That happens a lot too. He doesn't know that I'm looking for the, he doesn't know or doesn't care which one I'm looking for.
What I'd like to know is,
copy from each one.
question, who's funding your campaign to visit all these stores?
Oh, it's pretty much a big money pit.
A money pit, huh?
Yeah, I'm getting some revenue through advertising.
Yeah.
And I got paid $750 to speak at the University of California.
Yeah.
Sometimes I get paid. Ah, god damn it! Fuck!
Did you spill the coffee?
Ah!
Sorry, your car will smell good for a while.
No, I've spilled so much coffee already, but I've got my comic books back here, and I've got that stuff that I don't want to get.
Other than that, I think it's crazy.
Dr. Stephen Weiss from Three Rivers Community College in Norwich, Connecticut, and Jennifer Zenker, an abnormal psychology student of his.
She's abnormal. She's an abnormal student.
She's a student in abnormal psychology, and you are a topic of discussion in an abnormal psychology class. How do you feel about that?
Well, I can definitely see how somebody that with a psychological bent, like students in a psychology class, would take a look at my project and wonder if there was something out of the ordinary, or possibly bordering on the mentally ill of me.
What struck you about Winter when you first read about what he was doing that you thought, hey, this guy might make a good case study for my class?
I looked at it from a couple of perspectives, really. One thing is that from a cultural perspective, I mean, someone that is only working, I guess, to support this hobby, sleeps often in his car in a I believe it was a Walmart parking lot. I think it said in the article, or some parking lot. Some people might think that that's a little strange.
Kind of the obsessive compulsive personality disorder, the way he made lists, the way that everything had to be perfect when he, did this to make it count. Some of my other group members thought that there was a possibility of bipolar disorder because of the way that he would get depressed sometimes, and then his manic stages would be when he was visiting all the Starbucks. We thought that he fell close to maybe narcissistic.
What does narcissistic mean?
That they enjoy, being the center of attention, that they are very into themselves. They think that they're kind of, better, I guess. They want to be the center of attention. They want everybody to, look at them.
Hi. I was hoping somebody would recognize me. That's just human nature to be suspicious of anything that's different. And there's no denying that the way that I live my life is very different from the way ordinary people live. But that doesn't mean that it's a disorder, that I have some sort of disorder.